Welcome to a new journey of discovery. Today we dive into the profound world of Buddhism, focusing on the second noble truth. Buddhism, a spiritual tradition that began over 2,500 years ago, is more than just a religion. It's a philosophy, a way of life that encourages us to understand the world and ourselves better. At the heart of Buddhism lie the Four Noble Truths, fundamental teachings that form the backbone of Buddhist philosophy. The Four Noble Truths are akin to a doctor's diagnosis. They identify the problem, the cause, the prognosis, and the cure to humanity's universal ailment, suffering. These truths are not pessimistic, rather they provide a realistic perspective on life's ups and downs. The first noble truth is the truth of suffering. It recognizes that life is fraught with challenges and discomfort, both physical and emotional. The second noble truth, our main focus today, is the truth of the cause of suffering. It explores why we suffer, looking at the root causes of our discomfort. The third noble truth is the truth of the end of suffering. It assures us that there is a way to end suffering. Lastly, the fourth noble truth is the truth of the path leading to the end of suffering. It provides a practical guideline called the Eightfold Path for ethical living and spiritual growth. While the Four Noble Truths may seem abstract and philosophical, they are incredibly practical and applicable to our daily lives. They encourage us to confront reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. They guide us to live mindfully and ethically, promoting peace and understanding. Understanding these truths is not just about gaining philosophical knowledge. It is about experiencing them in our lives. It's about looking deeply into our experiences and transforming the way we perceive and interact with the world. Having set the stage, it's time to delve deeper into our main focus, the second noble truth. The second noble truth, often referred to as the truth of the origin of suffering, beckons us now. Let's delve deeper into this intriguing aspect of Buddhism. The second noble truth, in its essence, addresses the origin or the root cause of suffering. It's like a physician diagnosing an ailment, pinpointing the root cause to prescribe the right remedy. In Buddhism, suffering is not seen as merely physical pain or emotional distress. It encompasses a broader spectrum, including the dissatisfaction and discontent that permeate our existence. This dissatisfaction, according to Buddhism, stems from our desires, our cravings. This is the heart of the second noble truth. The origin of suffering is desire, yet it doesn't stop at desire alone. The second noble truth also explores the nature of these desires. They can be as simple as craving for material possessions, or as complex as yearning for eternal youth, immortality even. These desires bind us to the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, known as samsara. In essence, the second noble truth teaches us that our desires are not just about wanting more, but about our ignorance of the true nature of reality. We chase after things that are impermanent, believing they will bring us lasting happiness. But everything is transient. Everything changes. And when the things we cling to change or disappear, we suffer. But it's not all gloom and doom. The beauty of the second noble truth lies in its revelation that our suffering has a cause. Because if there's a cause, there can be an end. This realization is empowering, offering a glimmer of hope in the midst of suffering. The second noble truth acts as a mirror, reflecting back our own actions, our desires, our ignorance. It's a call to introspection, a call to understand the roots of our dissatisfaction, to comprehend the nature of our desires, and ultimately, to unravel the cause of our suffering. With this understanding, we can now explore the cause of suffering according to the second noble truth. The second noble truth hinges on a profound cause, the cause of suffering. In the context of Buddhism, suffering is not merely physical pain or discomfort. It's a nuanced term that encompasses dissatisfaction, unease, and the inherent unsatisfactoriness of life. But what causes this suffering? The second noble truth of Buddhism points to three root causes: desire, attachment, and ignorance. Let's start with desire. Desire in Buddhism is a craving for something that we don't have, or even a craving for more of what we do have. This might be material possessions, relationships, recognition, experiences, or even certain states of mind. However, the problem with desire is its insatiable nature. It's a fire that fuels itself, always wanting more, never fully satisfied. This constant pursuit of the unattainable or the ephemeral leads to suffering. Next is attachment. While desire is about wanting, attachment is about holding on. It could be attachment to our possessions, our relationships, our identities, our past, or our expectations of the future. But life, as we know it, is impermanent and ever-changing. When we cling to something in a world that is constantly in flux, we set ourselves up for suffering. The tighter we hold, the more it hurts when life inevitably pulls it away. Lastly, we come to ignorance. In Buddhism, ignorance isn't about lack of knowledge or education. It's about not seeing the world as it truly is. It's about being unaware of the impermanence of life, the selflessness of existence, and the causes of suffering. This ignorance blinds us, leading us to make choices that bring about suffering. The second noble truth teaches us that these three roots, desire, attachment, and ignorance, intertwine and feed off each other, creating a cycle of suffering. Desire leads to attachment, attachment strengthens desire, and both are underpinned by ignorance. But it's not all doom and gloom. Recognizing these causes is the first step towards breaking the cycle. By understanding the nature of desire, we can learn to manage it, to not let it control us. By recognizing the pitfalls of attachment, we can learn to hold lightly, to let go when the time comes. And by dispelling ignorance, we can see the world more clearly, making choices that lead to peace rather than suffering. So, desire, attachment, and ignorance. These are the roots of suffering as per the second noble truth. They are the factors that make our lives unsatisfactory, that keep us locked in a cycle of suffering, but they also show us the path to liberation, to a life free from suffering. This brings us to the question, how can understanding this truth help us alleviate suffering? Understanding the cause of suffering is the first step towards alleviating it. Now that we've delved into the depths of the second noble truth and its focus on the cause of suffering, it's time to explore how this understanding can lead us towards liberation from suffering. The second noble truth tells us that suffering stems from our attachments and desires. We crave, we cling, and when these desires aren't met, we suffer. But what if we learn to loosen our grip? What if we learn to live without the constant hunger for more? This is where the practice of mindfulness and detachment comes into play. Mindfulness, in its simplest form, is about being fully present in the moment. It's about acknowledging our thoughts and emotions without judgment or resistance. It's about observing the world around us without the lens of desire or aversion. This practice can be transformative. By being mindful, we become aware of our desires and attachments. We become aware of the root cause of our suffering. Armed with this awareness, we can start to make changes. But awareness alone is not enough. The second noble truth also emphasizes the importance of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean renouncing the world or becoming indifferent. It's about letting go of our incessant need to control, to possess, to cling. It's about finding peace in the impermanence of life and accepting things as they are. Imagine holding onto a hot coal, feeling the searing pain, but refusing to let go. The more we cling, the more we suffer. But the moment we release our grip, the pain subsides. That's the power of detachment. It's about letting go of the hot coal of desire and finding relief in the release. So, how can we cultivate mindfulness and detachment? It starts with observation. Notice your thoughts, your reactions, your desires. Notice without judgment. Then practice letting go. Let go of the need to control, to possess, to cling. This might not be easy. It might take time. But remember, every step, no matter how small, is a step towards liberation from suffering. The second noble truth is not just about identifying the cause of suffering. It's about providing a roadmap to alleviate it. It's about teaching us the art of mindfulness and the power of detachment. It's about guiding us towards a life free from the chains of desire and attachment. And so, as we journey through the second noble truth, we learn that understanding the cause of suffering is indeed the first step towards alleviating it. But it's not the only step. There's more to this path, more to this journey. Yet the journey is not complete. The second noble truth also teaches us about the path to end suffering. And that, dear listeners, is what we will explore in the next chapter of our journey through the Four Noble Truths. The second noble truth doesn't leave us in despair. It shows us a path, a way to end suffering. This path, often referred to as the Eightfold Path, is the guiding light that can lead us away from the pain of existence and towards the tranquility of enlightenment. To truly understand the second noble truth, we must delve into the heart of the Eightfold Path. It's not a rigid set of rules, but rather a series of guidelines designed to help us navigate the turbulent waters of life. It's a map for the mind, a recipe for peace, and a blueprint for spiritual growth. The Eightfold Path is divided into three categories: wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental development. Each category is interconnected, forming a comprehensive path towards liberation from suffering. The path begins with wisdom, which includes right understanding and right intention. Right understanding involves recognizing the Four Noble Truths, including the reality of suffering and its cessation. Right intention, on the other hand, means cultivating thoughts of goodwill and non-harm, setting the stage for ethical conduct. The second category, ethical conduct, is composed of right speech, right action, and right livelihood. Right speech encourages us to speak truthfully, kindly, and helpfully. Right action guides us to act in ways that do not harm others or ourselves. And right livelihood means choosing a profession that does not cause harm or suffering. Finally, we arrive at mental development, which includes right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Right effort is the determination to cultivate wholesome states of mind. Right mindfulness involves being fully present and aware in each moment. And right concentration is the practice of focusing the mind, often through meditation. By walking this Eightfold Path, we can gradually loosen the grip of desire, ignorance, and hatred, the very roots of suffering. It's a journey of self-discovery and transformation, a road that leads from the shadows of suffering into the light of peace and understanding. It's important to remember that the Eightfold Path is not a quick fix. It's a lifelong commitment to personal and spiritual growth. It's about making small, consistent changes in our thoughts, words, and actions. And with each step we take on this path, we move closer to the end of suffering. The second noble truth, then, is not just a statement about the cause of suffering. It's a call to action, an invitation to embark on a journey of transformation. It's a path that leads us away from the cycle of suffering and towards a state of inner peace, a path that encourages us to live mindfully, act compassionately, and think wisely. With this insight, we gain the wisdom to navigate life's challenges, embracing peace and tranquility. By understanding and following the Eightfold Path, we can transform our relationship with suffering and ultimately find the freedom and happiness that lie beyond. Our journey through the second noble truth comes to an end, but the understanding we've gained marks the beginning of a new journey. As we conclude, let's revisit the key points we've discussed about the second noble truth. This profound teaching in Buddhism enlightens us about the cause of suffering, which is largely attributed to our own desires and attachments. It's the craving, the wanting, and the clinging to things, people, or experiences that often lead us to experience suffering. We explored how this suffering arises from three root causes: desire, ignorance, and hatred. When these negative forces take hold of us, they cloud our judgment, distort our perceptions, and lead us astray from the path of peace and contentment. But, as we've learned, understanding is the first step towards transformation. Recognizing and accepting the presence of these causes in our lives is a significant move towards alleviating our suffering. It's a call to stop, reflect, and rethink our approach to life and the choices we make. We've also delved into the ways to alleviate suffering. By letting go of our desires, by fostering understanding, and by cultivating love and compassion, we can mitigate the effects of these root causes. It's a process, a journey, and every step taken is a step towards liberation from the clutches of suffering. Remember, it's not about completely eradicating these forces from our lives, but rather about learning to manage and minimize their impact. It's about being mindful of our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. So as we close this chapter, let's carry these teachings with us. Let's reflect on them. Let's apply them in our lives. Let's strive for understanding. And most importantly, let's continue on our journey towards wisdom and enlightenment. Thank you for joining this enlightening journey. Stay tuned for more insights into the world of Buddhism. Remember, the path to wisdom begins with understanding.